Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. As I'm sure many of you are aware by now, the devastating news was announced earlier today that Visceral Games, the developers behind the Dead Space series along with Dante's Inferno and Battlefield Hardline, and who were also up until recently working on an as-yet unnamed Star Wars project, were shut down by Electronic Arts. In a statement made on the EA website, Patrick Söderlund had the following to say: "Our Visceral studio has been developing an action-adventure title set in the Star Wars universe. In its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. Throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. It has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we needed to pivot the design. We will maintain the stunning visuals, authenticity in the Star Wars universe, and focus on bringing a Star Wars story to life. Importantly, we are shifting the game to a broader experience that allows for more variety and player agency, leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore. This move leads to a few other changes. A development team from across EA Worldwide Studio will take over development of this game, led by a team from EA Vancouver that has already been working on the project. Our Visceral Studio will be ramping down and closing, and we're in the midst of shifting as many of the team as possible to other projects and teams at EA. Lastly, while we had originally expected this game to launch late in our fiscal year 2019, we're now looking at a new time frame that we will announce in the future. Bringing new Star Wars games to life for every passionate fan out there is what drives us as creators, blah 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 corporate BS. And once you cut through all of that normal corporate BS and pandering, we're left with a few inescapable conclusions. First, EA cares more about, quote, current market pressures than they do anything else. This means that Visceral was most likely unwilling or unable to bend to the will of the investors, and they have been disbanded so other studios would be put into place to implement all of the AAA garbage that we've all come to expect. And yes, that will most certainly include microtransactions and an open-world environment, and one can safely assume with a high degree of certainty, loot boxes and a gambling-based business model, or what is better known as games as a service. Now, I've talked about games as a service multiple times in the past, but I can see that we're going to need a refresher course as to what this means, as the definition continually updates with the amount of industry garbage that they're able to shoehorn into each game. Of course, the reason why Visceral Games was shut down is a mystery, and any inference I made in regards to it being about microtransactions is entirely conjecture on my part, so please do not take it as fact. What is fact is that we all saw this coming a long way off, or at least most of us did, including Jim Sterling, who stated as much in one of his videos a full 2 years ago. But for those of you that think it to be a little far-fetched, I would like to take a moment to remind everyone that this is basically EA's favorite thing to do in the world, judging from the sheer number of times it has happened already. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look at the track record. Maxis, creators of SimCity, purchased in 1997, shut down in 2015. Mythic, creators of Dark Age of Camelot, purchased in 2006 and shut down in 2014. Bullfrog, creators of Syndicate and Dungeon Keeper, purchased in 1995, shut down in 2001. Origin Studios, the creators of Ultima and one of my favorite franchises of all time, Wing Commander, purchased in 1992, shut down in 2004. Westwood Studios, makers of Command & Conquer, purchased in 1998 and closed their doors in 2003. DreamWorks Interactive, which was renamed EA Los Angeles and then renamed again to Danger Close, the developers of the original Medal of Honor, purchased in the year 2000, shut down in 2013. We also have Phenomic, developers of Spellforce and Battleforge, purchased in 2006, shut down 2013. Black Box Games, creators of Need for Speed, purchased 2002, closed the doors 2013. Pandemic Games, creators of The Saboteur, purchased in 2008, shut down 2009. Playfish, creators of The Sims Social, purchased in 2009, shut down in 2013. And then New FX, creators of NBA Street. Those were purchased by EA in 2004 and shut down 3 years later in 2007. And now we have the unfortunate Visceral Games to add to the list of the fallen. And while it has been stated that the majority of the Visceral Games staff will not be losing their jobs, they were very careful to not say all of their staff are being absorbed into other teams. As a result, some people will be out of a job, and I am signal boosting the hashtag VisceralJobs, so do help spread the word. There are already other development studios posting to that hashtag announcing job openings from groups such as Gearbox, Rockstar Games, Boss Key, CD Projekt Red, Gunfire Games, and others. So please do spread the word and make sure these talented individuals aren't put out by EA's avarice. And it's a real shame, too, with the sheer creative power at EA's disposal, that they go down this road time and time again is a true travesty. One wonders how much longer Bioware will be able to survive. I mean, Bioware Montreal has already seen its doors shuttered after the Mass Effect Andromeda fiasco. It's beginning to feel more and more like Bioware will need to absolutely rely on Anthem being a hit in order for them to be able to delay receiving the same treatment. But how long will they be able to keep dodging the bullet? And as always, please do let me know what you think down in the comments below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.